Boom! Welcome back to the channel. My name is Brock Mayo. Today we are going to talk about some notes that I got on a podcast, my first million podcast. Basically the fastest way to get promoted at your job. So it's a really good podcast to listen to. It's something I listen to like on my way home from work. If I'm commuting, sometimes I'll pull them up on YouTube. Again, it's my first million. Let's kind of go over some notes I took from that podcast. So, note number one was make an internal newsletter at the company you work for. So I think this kind of shows that you're willing to do things that are outside your job responsibilities, something that the normal employee wouldn't do. Shows that you're thinking outside the box. And yeah, I think this is a really good idea, even for say if you listen to podcasts, take some notes on it, make a newsletter for your company. Really shows that you take initiative on helping the company and stand out. Note number two, present your work well in a loud way. Present and speak up. So I think what they meant by this is really showing that you're confident in your work, you're proud in your work, you're really stepping up to the plate when it matters. And I think presenting and speaking up just kind of means to show that you're proud of your work and you're very confident in your work. So that was a really good note that I took away from that podcast as well. Another note, be a plan maker, not a taker. So make your own plans, write your own version of the plan. So say if there's a big project coming up, say if they're hiring a team for a project, create your own plan. Don't just be another sheep in the herd. Really think outside the box, kind of going back to that internal newsletter. It really shows that you're thinking outside the box and you're different. Be that black sheep, not the regular white sheep. Managers matter and logos matter. So by this, I think who you're working with is really important. Managers that you're working with could be of good influence to you and really help you in your career progression. Logos matter. I kind of thought of this as where you go to school, where you're working. I think that really matters in the long run, and will help you out in your career. 5% rule. Look to move the needle in the company, raise your standards. So for raise your standards, I think it's taking on projects that are really challenging and difficult. I think don't go for the easy projects. Go for something, if you have the opportunity to take on a hard, challenging project, even if you're not responsible, speak out, be present and speak up. Raise your standards for projects because you want to be a part of those hard projects. And then look to move the needle in the company. 5% rule. I think just looking to improve the business by 5%, and those little percentages really add up. So going on to the next point, have a clean setup, Zoom Teams. Couple notes I put: Yeti mic, which is a pretty quality mic, and then Cameo. You can use your iPhone, and it's a subscription-based software service. I'm not sure what the price is. I think it's about $50 a month. It's not something I use, but it's definitely an option, and really makes your setup look clear, and makes an impression when you're in meetings and stuff. And then solve paper cut problems. Oops, let me put S. Solve paper cut problems, which is those smaller projects that people are usually not willing to do. Just those little small projects that are maybe a little tedious and annoying. Really present and speak up and show that you're willing to do those little, solve those problems. So I think that really helps you stand out as well. And it will also present yourself to management that you're willing to do things that others are not willing to do. Another note, confidence level will lead to more success. Quality of questions matters. So the questions you're asking, really think about it. It really matters what kind of questions, because this will help you out in your job performance, and then also your impression on your managers as well as your coworkers. They will speak highly of you more. Managers will speak highly of you more. And the amount of interaction you have in these bigger companies, it really does matter. And then confidence level, of course, just being confident in your work. And and believe that will lead to more success, as noted in the podcast. And then, as well as working on those paper cut problems, work on A+ problems. So those more challenging projects, as I mentioned earlier, is something that really sets you apart. Be the black sheep. And then be yourself. Build a brand. You really want to build a brand at your company. Take massive action immediately. Do things others wouldn't do, as I mentioned earlier, and consistently take action. So I recently started at Tesla, and I am off the bat just asking questions that others are not willing to do. Even though I just started, I am trying to take action as quickly as possible, wanting to get my hands dirty, and that's something that winners do. And let's go on to the next thing. But yeah, this one I believe is one of the most important things. I'm just going to highlight this one. Okay, and then a couple more notes before we end the video. Better communication. McKinsey Pyramid, as noted in the podcast, My First Million. Main conclusion first, then support it with reasoning. Example, we should do it this way for these 3 reasons. I believe those 3 reasons because I have evidence for this, etc. So I thought that was a really good thing. Really has clear communications on a certain project. Say if you want to do it this way, you state your conclusion and then support it with 3 reasons. I think that's a really good thing to do. Kind of like writing a paragraph. You're going to write your introduction, and then you're going to have those 3 body paragraphs. And then questions asked: what happened, or what's going to happen, what we're going to do, why did it happen, or why we were going to do it. Why we are going to do it, and so what. So those are just some questions to ask for better communication. And then 3 things that superstars do. Think in probabilities, not certainties. Manage expectations. Don't need to overpromise and underdeliver. The goal is to underpromise and overdeliver is a better mindset. And then ask questions that others aren't willing to. Yes. So yeah, I think this is a very strong podcast. You should go listen to it. Fastest way to get promoted. These are some of the notes I took from it. If you don't want to listen to the full podcast, definitely take a screenshot of this. This will definitely help you at your current job or your future job. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you have a great night. Peace.